All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good weekend. It's fine Monday morning. Let's see. Mr. Mustang, good morning. John, Marlin. Yeah, I'm seeing oil is looking really clean. Out of everything, I think oil is definitely looking the most clean. I think that the NASDAQ or US 30 has potential, but I don't think it's the right potential. But we'll have to wait and see. Gold is, I don't know, it's all the way up there. It's up there. I'll talk about gold here in a second, but I'm thinking that gold is another one to maybe wait on. The only problem with oil is it's already moving. Hey, Paulie, good morning. All right, we got to get going. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're in the world. I hope you're doing well. Thank you all for joining me here this fine Monday morning. I'm ready to trade. Let's take a look. We're going to start on the NASDAQ, as always, on a 15-minute chart. And looking at this thing, we've came off a pivot from last Tuesday. We started breaking out to the other side. We had 3 days in that direction. And potentially a first red day then on Friday. Now, this is an opening range breakout. Back up towards the upside on that Friday, giving us that first red. And the way this is slammed back down and is now recovering, one thing that I can always do and do always do is draw this level across here. Right, and then also yesterday was a first red. So what kind of setup could I be looking for today? Could be looking for a sell high. My only problem with this is we do have levels back up over here. Was this high of previous month? And also, just price action wise, the slam back down that seems like it can't go any lower. That's something to watch out for and be careful of. Because if this breakout that I thought has failed is no longer failing, and now we're coiling, I've got to watch out for the squeeze. All right, back up towards the upside. All right, US 30 is kind of the same situation with a slightly different picture. With an inside bar on Wednesday, they went vertical on Thursday, completing a full expansion of the range. And then a breakout that failed to go higher on Friday, giving us that first red day. Well, that's just disrespectful. I know that I clicked it. Now I've clicked the wrong thing. There we go. And that was coming off of a pivot from last Tuesday as well. All right, and you can kind of just see the way that this breakout has occurred, and they've slammed it back down on top. Kind of similar to the NASDAQ as well. Market only does three things: trend, reverse, trading range. Breakout, pullback, trend. Possibly, right? I can't just focus solely on this first red day. Looking for the 3-day template. Oh, I'm going to skip these ads. Okay, gold. I don't know. All right, we've been going up. Like 8 days of up. We made a low. This could be a pivot or a reset, a continuation. They've broken back out of the high and continued to go higher on Friday. Breakout pullback Monday. And then we've continued to go higher. So if I was going to look for a trading setup, the only one that I could actually look for would be a reversal back down to this level. All right, previous day's close was down over here. Yeah, that's the only one I could look for. Am I really willing to do that? Probably not, unless something changes drastically and the breakout of this squeeze fails. We do have an engulfment at the high of the day, which is good. So we'll have to watch this, but I kind of doubt it. All right, the Russell. We had an inside bar on Wednesday. Same thing, pivot on a Tuesday. This one also completed a full expansion of the range, slammed back down, and actually closed in breakout. And now have been making higher highs and higher lows throughout the day. Looks like going back towards the high. So as far as a 3-day setup goes, I don't think I really have one. Okay, we're on the inside. We're on the inside. No levels have been triggered. We're on the inside. No levels have been triggered. It's Monday. We're going to see. Now, oil. I think oil is probably my best candidate because it's based off of trading setups. We do have day 1, day 2. Now into day 3 of breakouts down, which could be concerning. However, we are in breakout to the downside, and the market only does 3 things. I project this level across. Okay, so I'm going to watch out because they could be putting in higher lows here. Maybe we're going to go back up. I don't know. This could be consolidating. I don't really care too much about that. I think the thing that I'm mainly focused on is we've come out of consolidation. We've got 3 peaks. We're in breakout to the downside. We've pulled back. Are we going to break down? So I want to wait and see, is it going to break down? Because that would be a good, solid 3-day setup. Basically a trend trade back down towards the low. 9:23, we've got 7 minutes to the open. Let's see and check the news for the week. How's everybody doing out there? It's pretty quiet. All right, Monday, no news. Tomorrow, no news. Wednesday, news. Pretty light on the front half of the week. We do have PPI on Wednesday. That's a pretty big news event. So maybe front half of the week, setting up for the back half of the week, which means be careful on the front half and look for better 3-day setups on the back half. September 11, Thursday, we do have news at 8:30. We have core CPI. So really big news events back half of the week. Consumer sentiment. Inflation. Yeah, back half of the week. Yep. All right. Great. I'm going to get my other screen set up here. Marlon says that he's watching oil as well. I have to agree, Marlon. If I'm looking for trading setups and I'm looking for actual templates, this would be one of those templates. It would have to be. But this breakout level, being projected across, I just want to make sure that, number one, it does break down. I want to see it break down, which looks like it already has started. I want to make sure that this breakout of a previous day's level doesn't fail over the course of 2 days. I want to make sure this is not a capitulation move for the end of a trend, and maybe now we have failed breakouts to go lower. I don't want to get caught in a squeeze. 9:26, 4 minutes to go. I'm getting my screen to the 4. There we go. NASDAQ top left. I think US 30 is going to look good top right. I do kind of want to watch gold just to see if it reverses. So you're making higher highs and higher lows. It went up. They made the higher high. Kind of pulled back in 2 bars here. Continue to go higher. So maybe we'll call that the low. Right, so we've got the lower low in place on a 5-minute chart. Maybe trapping shorts, not sure. You talking about on the NASDAQ. Had a gap down on 1 minute, 2 minutes ago. I'm not really seeing that gap down. That could just be your broker, Mustang. Hold on, let me go down to... Oh, I see what you mean right here. Maybe. Interesting. 9:28. We've actually got 2 minutes. I thought the open just took place because of what's forming, but we still got 1 minute to go. Maybe seeing some volatility on the open. Yeah, Sam, I think that's probably what I'm going with as well. The first red day, NASDAQ and US 30. Oil's in breakout to the downside. I think those are the best bets, but, we will have to wait and see. NASDAQ has 3 legs back up to the high of the day. Yeah. 3 legs back to the high of the day. Leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. Does it continue? Here's the open. Wow, US 30 just absolutely tanking. Okay, we got a little bit of a death candle thing going on here. We're getting really far away from the EMA as well, which matters, but maybe it doesn't matter if it's going to be a really big, strong, fast move. We're only 1 minute into the open, so I'm going to make sure that I'm playing things safe. I did take a small scalp, about 20 points on the open of that next bar for the drive down. Small position size. I want to wait for the open to close. If this is a death candle, great. But also US 30 just loves to put some big pins. You know, they'll pin down all the way down to here, and then this bar will close up here. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm noticing it. I wouldn't say there's a best Kaiman. I would just say that, you know, if you go on a 15-minute chart, notice the rectangle. Right, you get a box, you get an entire day's worth of consolidation and tightly coiled small rectangle that's pumped up off the low. And then a breakout of that rectangle in basically one bar. All right, so I noticed it on the 15. You can see it on the 5. Like I said, though, I just want to make sure it's not going to pin down. I think the general rule of thumb is just for day trading, since we're trading short term, it's a little bit easier to see things on, you know, 5 and 15 minute. But we could see the exact same thing on a 1 hour if we wanted to. You can go here and take a look. I guess this really just depends on what you're used to seeing. "32 seconds left on the bar. Not looking like a strong, very strong close or a very weak close of that bar. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in here right now, if you could just do me a huge favor and like the stream, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Here we go. Where is... I'll grab this bad boy here. And this bad boy here. There's my my one mini 20-point trade. In and out really fast. Okay, oil's price behavior is changing. We're consolidating, we're consolidating, we're consolidating. But it's not really, I mean, it's moving. Huh. Look at the NASDAQ go. Okay, yeah. We're 7 minutes into the open, which means we're into the second 5-minute bar. I am really liking oil, though. It's looking a little, what would the word be? Capitulatory? Looks like it, looking like it has potential for a capitulation. All right. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times in the past. So I'm playing it safe. As always. But it doesn't look horrible. On that, I'm sure we can all agree. It does not look horrible. Toxic price action. I love it. Sludge of the day. Just super toxic. All right, inside bar, 1 minute chart. Let's get the break. Let's get the break and run. Weakening. Maybe strengthening. We pulling back? We got 5 minutes to this new 15-minute bar. Things are looking decent. 10 minutes into the open. $9.42, new 15-minute bar coming. It's also the 10 o'clock hour. Where's that 10 o'clock crew that loves just trading 10? We could see low of day. Maybe we get a pop-up. I don't know. I also really don't like this pen. You all know how I am with pens. They pin down, we traded down, we open the bar, we close the bar at the low of the bar without breaking out, which could be fine. But we're going to need to see now. What I would want to see based off of that is continued weakness. Don't start poking up and down. Nope. They're trapped. Go short. Longs, longs, longs. 3 pushes. They're stuck up there. This is a death candle. Should be a death candle if it closes. Okay, looking for some continuation now, some follow through. Are they going to poke it back up? Oh yeah, they're going to poke it back up, huh? Bar made a lower high. That's good. Certainly better than making a higher high. Hopefully seeing some continuation here. Follow through to a lower low. All right, taking a little bit off at 20 points. Looking for follow through down to 50 points. Let's see if I can get it. All right, this is what I've done. I've taken this, gone like this, measured a consolidation, and I'm looking for follow through down to 50 points. Let's see. What are we looking for? So we had a first red day on both US 30 and the NASDAQ. Was looking for shorts. We had a scalp off the open. I've just taken another scalp on the follow through, the continuation. Except I had 2 minis on there for this one. So I put 1 mini on this and I had 2 on this. Not a bad day. I've taken almost 50 points total now. Almost, just about. A little under. I think it was like 40. So I'm not exactly upset, even if they are just in and outs. Oil though, oil is doing really good. Is anybody in oil? I think that I would have rather have participated in an oil. For some reason, I got sucked into US 30. I think both were decent, but oil is really the better of the two. I probably should have focused mainly on that. Good stuff, Marlin. Very good. Well, happy Monday, everybody. What a good Monday to be a trader, huh? Johan, I'm not really sure what that means, but oil was a good trade. Oil was definitely a good trade. Well, I think today's going to be a short stream, everybody. It's Monday. I've already taken 2 trades. I'm happy. I'm good with that. Not a bad first day of the week. Especially on a week where at the beginning of the day I determined that things could be setting up well for the back half of the week. Now, I do think oil is definitely the trade of the day. And all of you that caught this, recognized it, was willing to execute, fantastic. Unfortunately, I just happened to take the lesser of the two, but it worked out pretty good. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end things here. Very short stream today. Where would I have gotten in? That's part of the reason I was having trouble. Probably at the break of this little bar here. What is this, 935? Yeah, so this breakout, fake out bar here as a pullback, and then the follow through, the breakout and close below. I would have probably entered there. I've told you all that I've had problems with shallow pullbacks. Getting in on shallow pullbacks is tough for me. And oil was dragging lower, and these are very shallow pullbacks, so it's hard to figure out where to get in. Which is part of the reason I was looking elsewhere. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your Monday. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time, ready to go, ready to trade. I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.